bit violent. I feel like
You feel violent?
Yeah. Just like made me really rage.
She feels violent. She just got knocked over. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Shoots with Coops, and today we're doing the Fuji Klasse S review. So me and Emma down in Fremantle, we're going to have a walk around, and I want to put this little camera through its paces because it has surprised the hell out of me so far. So we'll shoot some film. We got some Ilford FP4. We'll talk a bit about the camera, take some shots, and I'll give you guys my thoughts. The biggest thing right off the bat, guys, with this is the size. This thing is just all one-handed operation. On off, as we've got here, you can see it's all on off, and we can select our aperture or program mode straight away. So it's just all one-handed shooting with this bad boy. And the other part is, because it is such a small camera, it's almost just like the absolute perfect one for shooting street. This thing is just so small and it's so inconspicuous and unobtrusive that people don't get scared when they see, you point this little camera in their face. They think it's almost a toy if they didn't know what it was. One good thing with this bad boy is inside the viewfinder, it's a pretty small viewfinder, but that's point and shoots for you. But inside we've actually got some clear black frame lines and a small correction for parallax as well. So framing up shots with this bad boy is really easy and it's good fun as well. So a little history on this guys, is the Klasse. The reason why I think this has become one of the most sought after point and shoot film cameras is because it was the last one in production. So Fujifilm stopped making this camera, they made it in 2007 to 2009, I think. I'd have to double check that. But it was, the contacts had already been, they'd stopped producing those, and a lot of the camera manufacturers were moving away from point and shoot film cameras. So the reason it is so much sought after is because it's the newest one out of all of them, so it's less likely to actually break and the electronics fail on it. But it is actually such a great design and such a compact package. I mean, there's a good reason why people, really do come try and find this camera and why they pay a lot of money for it, because it is fantastic. So probably the biggest and best feature of this camera, guys, is the lens. So we have a 38mm 2.8 lens. So aperture goes from 2.8 up to f16, and that's all controlled on the lens there. So it's got a great aperture range, much like the Contax T2, and people do compare this to that. I think the Contax T2 probably is a little bit better built because you've got a titanium body. The Fuji does have a mixture of metal and plastic, but the lens is the best thing. I mean, I have been trying to find a good point and shoot camera for a long time. I didn't want to spend $800 to $900 on a Contax T2 because I know that some of them can just break. They're just prone to breaking, and then you've just got an expensive paperweight. Whereas with the Klasse, the S or the W, because there's so much newer, electronics are so much less prone to failing. So you can kind of be a little bit safe in that regard, knowing that you're not going to just have bought a paperweight that's just going to break on you at any second. But the lens on this bad boy, it rocks. The first thing I did when I got it was actually put a post on the negative feedback Facebook page, which you guys probably have come across. And I said, hey guys, I've just got this, has anyone shot with this before? Send me some photos. And some of the images that the group posted were just amazing. I mean, this lens has got, it's definitely got that pop to it. It's not as great as some of my, Leica lenses that I shoot with my M7, but for such a small camera that literally fits in my pocket and can go everywhere, I'm so happy that I know I can take something as small as this and still get amazing, great quality images that are really sharp and have got that nice pop to it. Alright guys, so I have to say, like, one of the absolute best things about this camera is, you know, again, the size. I've just got it on a strap and it can come with me all day long. It's fantastic. And that's the best thing I can't get over. Having the portability and having such a high quality lens in a small system is fantastic for shooting street, for, you know, just one-handed shooting, getting out there. You know, it's a perfect camera. But the problem I have with this camera is the price. Okay, now because they're, you know, getting more rare and people want them more, these things are going for about, I don't know, somewhere between 1,100 to, you know, to 1,400 Australian dollars on eBay. The top end is obviously almost brand new in box and all that sort of stuff. And I do not recommend people paying that kind of money for a camera like this. As great as it is, you know, it is just a point and shoot camera that could just break at any point. So I would still recommend, you know, putting your money into a good, you know, SLR or rangefinder in that sense, or buying some really good lenses. But the reason I picked this bad boy up is because I only paid half that. A local guy here in Perth, he bought one home from Japan. He didn't use it anymore. You know, got to chatting to this guy, and he gave it to me for, you know, half the going price on eBay, just because he wanted someone who could appreciate it and use it. And for that, I'm so eternally grateful. And for that price, it is a fantastic camera. And the portability factor, you know, the amazing 2.8 lens. This thing just has so many great things going for it. And it is a joy to shoot, and the images are just fantastic. Alright guys, so it's the next morning. I'm going to develop these photos. Got all my cams mixed up. You guys probably would have already seen these images, but I'm going to develop it now, and then I'll give you my final thoughts about what I was thinking about the camera. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, so I just got the scans back. You would have already seen all those photos from Frio, but I also did shoot a few more photos with FP4 and then some shots with Pan F as well. Put a roll through that because I love Pan F. So I'll hit you with those now. So guys, this camera, I mean, it comes down to the lens, and I cannot get over how, you know, how amazing the quality is. I mean, every photo just seems to pop. You know, they're really sharp. You know, great contrast, great micro contrast as well. I mean, it's just an amazing lens, and having that in such a small portable camera, I mean, I love this thing. I mean, this is definitely somewhere, you know, a camera that's going to come with me everywhere from now. And even if I've got my Leica with me, I just feel like having something so small that just slips into the back pocket, and I can totally rely on this camera for great quality images. You know, even some shots with the flash. I mean, it does a, you know, once you you know, put the auto flash mode on, it does a great job of metering the scene, so you don't get, you know, super bright overexposed photos. So that works really well. My only gripe with this camera, and I keep forgetting, and that is the frame line. So inside there's a parallax conversion kind of that you've got in there, but the frame line's kind of split in the center, and I keep forgetting you know, where the center of the camera and the center of the frame lines is with a few shots. You know, because I just bring it to my eye and I either put it, you know, in the middle by accident, but or off to the side by accident. But other than that, I have no issues with this camera. I mean, one awesome feature is one of the custom modes. You can set it so that when the camera rewinds the film, it leaves the leader out. I develop all my own film, so that's super handy. It saves me trying to, you know, dig the leader back out of the film, and that's a really nice feature. Oh, she thinks it's filming me now. But I mean, yeah guys, this camera is just amazing. If you can find yourself one, and you know, you're not going to pay an obscene amount of money, because I do still think, as great as it is, it's a lot of money for what it is, and you're still better off investing in some good lenses for an SLR or rangefinder. But if you can get this at a good price, it's amazing. It's a fantastic tool, and it is the perfect point and shoot companion to go with you everywhere. I can't get over how great this camera is. So I hope you enjoyed all those photos, guys. Like and subscribe down below. Thanks for watching another episode of Shoots with Coops, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Catch ya.